Yo, in this video, I'm going to show you how I'm using AI to hire and pre-screen new team members for my agency, my marketing agency. And if you're into AI and how you can do all sorts of amazing things, news, etc., now's the time you hit subscribe. All right, let me share my screen. Now, one of the problems that I've had with hiring new virtual assistants and new team members, et cetera, is I'll put up a job on a job posting board, and then I'll get just tons and tons of requests, and that can be overwhelming. So I said, well, how can AI help me do this better? So step one is you're gonna need to create a form. You could use a Google form. This is something I do for clients in my agency, in my CRM that I've designed in my software. But in this case, I'm just going to show you a Google form. I think this is super simple. So basically, I'm looking for people to help me with a newsletter that I'm writing. This could be, again, any position. I'm going to show you specifically what I'm doing here. So I create a form with specific instructions and specifics on what I'm hiring for. And then I'm going to ask the applicant to answer certain questions. First name, last name, is English your first language? Do you like working in teams? What experience do you have with copywriting and newsletters? Show a link to relevant work. And this is a part of the questionnaire that I think is really important, is asking them for specifics. Do they actually talk the talk? Okay. What are some of the most important metrics to a newsletter? How do you track, measure, and improve some of these key metrics? What are your favorite AI tools and how do you use them? To me, that's very important. I don't want to hire anyone that's not interested or using AI. Not gonna do it. We want to share multiple AI news stories every week. Where would you find these stories and how would you find them? And then lastly, what's the password? Every time I'm putting something up on a job board, I'm gonna have a password attached to it. And I wanna make sure that the new team member answers that correctly, because that shows attention to detail. I don't wanna hire people that don't show attention to detail. I also, as you can see here, I don't wanna hire someone that doesn't know key metrics like open rates and click-through rates and engagement rates. And I don't want someone to hire someone that doesn't understand, like, well, I can use polls and calls to action, and I can track link clicking, and I can segment, and I can use tags. I want to make sure that someone that I hire knows how to talk the talk. And if I'm going to get, in this case, I just posted this the other day, I've got 12 responses, but I've had some of these that if it's a broad enough, you could get 100 responses, 200 responses in a few days. And it takes a lot of time for you to go in and read the answers and then qualify them. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use AI to actually do the pre-screening. So what we do is we go ahead and we post this link on several job posting boards, a link to this form, and we say, hey, if you're interested, I'm hiring for this, go ahead and fill out this form, okay? And then we get our responses, okay? Then what we do is we use a program called Zapier, and we connect that to Chat GPT and to our Google form. So someone fills out the Google form, it's going to send all the answers over to Chat GPT. And this is how I've set it up here in this case. So the first step detail is the message. And this is, I think, one of the most powerful and underutilized forms of AI is prompting, giving our assistant instructions. Again, we're going to talk about this in just a moment, but leveraging clients, prospects, applicants to fill out questions, fill out answers to questions, and all those answers are used to give the AI the data that it needs, the information that it needs to give you a solid output. Okay? In this case, these are you can see all the questions here. Name, first name, last name. English your first language. Answer. So basically all the questions that were put in the newsletter, I put in here. And when into this Chat GPT prompt in Zapier. So whenever someone fills out the form, it's going to send all their answers over to Chat GPT. You can screenshot this. If not, if you haven't yet, you definitely want to hit subscribe, because I got more like ridiculous tips coming. I'm doing this in a lot of different ways, so make sure you subscribe so you keep up with this. And just a quick side note, I see so many marketers out there just putting like AI expert in their like bios on Instagram. You aren't doing jack with AI, so stop fronting. We're actually teaching, executing, learning over here. All right. So anyway, that's my quick little aside. All right, cool. So now that we've got the prompts, I want to show you how now that we've got the answers, I want to show you how I've prompted the AI here. So assistant instructions: act as my hiring manager. You're an expert in reviewing potential employees. I need to hire someone to write a newsletter for my company. Please assess competency for applicants for this position and give me your opinion on their ability to perform the job. Please begin your response by giving them a ranking between 1 to 10. And this is important. I want ChatGPT to begin its response with that, because otherwise I got to kind of like screen through and I got to find out. Start with 1 to 10. And this has been really brilliant too that I added on. If the ranking is below 6, only respond with applicant doesn't qualify. I don't want to waste my time reading through it. If they don't qualify, just let me know they don't qualify. I want you to review the answers, pay close attention to their prior experience with newsletters. Do they reference important metrics like opens, replies, click-through rate, segmentation, engagement? And this is where you kind of having some understanding about what the job entails is helpful, because you can prompt ChatGPT better. And in this case, I'm using specific metrics. What strategies would they use to grow the newsletter? Do they type in good English? That's important too. I want good grammar, especially for a newsletter writer. I want you to be able to type well. I want good grammar. Do they show attention to detail by answering what's the password questions with the correct answer newsletter? This has been a big one. Here's the context for the newsletter job itself, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And then after it completes, well, then I have it send over the information to a row in a spreadsheet. Now, here's the moment of truth where I'm going to show you what the responses I've gotten back are, because it is awesome. I've already scheduled 3 interviews based on this response. So let's go open up the spreadsheet here. All right, so let's look at the responses here. And I've, again, kind of hidden personal information emails so we can just kind of look at what the responses look like. So the first answer, applicant doesn't qualify. They rank as a 3. And I don't even care why, boom, 3, done. The next one ranks as a 7. Pretty good, pretty solid. And ChatGPT says, hey, Dave provides a satisfactory level of competency for writing the newsletter. Here's my deal to assessment. Experience, over 3 years experience. Important metrics, correctly identified open rates and CTRs, crucial metrics. Provides basic yet effective strategies for improving these metrics, such as optimizing subject lines and creating compelling content. Yeah, I think that's safe. Basic yet effective. Sure. And then again, I can go and I can read the responses in much more detail if I like here in this newsletter experience, et cetera. And again, it goes on and on. You can read here. Mentioned personalizing emails and sending them at optimal times. Knowledge of AI tools, familiarity with ChatGPT 4.0, practical approach using AI, content discovery, reliance on ChatGPT for finding up-to-date news may not be a fully reliable strategy. Additional sources for news and discovery would be more robust. So maybe if our person had answered that a little bit more appropriately, to go up to maybe an 8 or maybe a 9. English fluency. Although English is not his first language, his written communication is clear and demonstrates good proficiency. And again, if you're hiring a VA or someone from outside the country, I think this is a really important thing. And using ChatGPT to kind of like assess the grammar, the text, I think is a really important thing to look at. So anyway, this person scored a 7. Attention to detail was there. And I went ahead and scheduled an interview to see if this is going to be a good fit, right? So cool. Next one, 7 out of 10. Prior experience with newsletter. It talks about his experience. It assesses all the answers. Like, do you see how revolutionary this is to the way that you can hire people? Bananas. And this is not that complicated setup, which is why I'm showing you this. And if you need help setting this up, this is a good time to go down the links below and schedule a talk with me and my marketing agency. We might be able to help you. Or you could just get all my best stuff for free right here. The choice is yours. I just want to see you succeed, right? So let's keep scrolling down here. The next one, ranking 4, doesn't qualify. Not worried about it. Another one, rank 7. Okay, another one, rank 4, doesn't qualify. Rank 5, doesn't qualify. Rank 6, and rank 6, I also like, and this is one of the cool things that happens as I work with more people and I do more of this, is you see stuff that you like and stuff that you don't like, and it helps to create better prompts. Because the magic when it comes to getting good responses here is a really good prompt that's very clear. It tells ChatGPT exactly what you want, and then good inputs. And the inputs are not done by you. Some of them might be, but the inputs are not done by us. The inputs are done by all of our applicants, people that fill out calendar requests to get on our calendar, people that fill out surveys, people that answer forms and questionnaires. In what I think is interesting here is this is nothing new, but in the past there would be like drop downs, and based on the drop downs and based on the pre-answers that people can select, like the multiple choice checkboxes, well then the algorithms will move people to give them the appropriate next step. Like we're going to segment them this way. This AI is really powerful because we don't have to have the check boxes and the drop downs, the multiple choice. You can actually have Chat GPT and AI analyze their custom answers and give them a custom response. This is insanely powerful. I don't see anybody doing this, but this is just insanely powerful. Unbelievably powerful. So anyway, that's a really long way of me saying, hey, this gives a pros and cons list. It ranks them as 6 and gives them pros and cons. Cons, limited recent hands-on newsletter experience. You know, if someone doesn't have experience with this, I'm probably not going to hire them. I don't have a problem with hiring people and teaching them, but for this project in particular, I want someone that's worked on a newsletter in the past. Ranking 5. Not going to work. Not going to work. Lack of experience. Again, lack of experience. Metrics identified do not include industry standard newsletter metrics like engagement rates or click-through rates. All right, cool. Mazel tov. Gonna skip them. Ranking 4 does not qualify. And you can start to see all these applicants that don't qualify can just easily move over. Now I have an 8 out of 10. And that's exciting to me. This person I've scheduled an appointment with. Janelle presents a strong application with experience directly relevant to the role. Let's break that down. 3 years of experience, end-to-end process of copywriting, automation, campaigns, newsletters, etc. Metrics knowledge. Correctly identifies important metrics like open rate and click rate. Tracking and engagement. AI tool utilization. Research skills. So, I mean, I find this endlessly fascinating and infinitely scalable as well. And in this particular example, we're just stopping it at the sheets, but you could do other things too. I could, if someone ranks let's say somebody ranks as an 8 or above, I could automatically set up an email with Gmail to send them an email to book a calendar call. Hey, I liked your answers. Go ahead and schedule with me or my hiring manager, etc. Hey, Mr. Customer, it looks like you qualify based on your answers for the product that we serve. Like maybe you have an income requirement or you want to work with someone that shows that their business is at a certain point, right? They already have a proven product. Anyway, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. This stuff is infinitely fascinating. If this is interesting to you, this is the time to leave a comment below, hit the subscribe, and I'll answer it. That's what I'll do. I'll answer it. I'll see you in the next video, right, people? Boom. Peace.